BetMGM draft odds for the 26th pick, and they have Ajulari over -125, under +100. So yeah, that's in reference to betting $100. So that gives you an idea.
Right.
Rashad Bateman, under or over is -150, under 120. Trevon Mooring, the safety from TCU, over -125, under +100, and Davis, who you mentioned, over -125, under +100. So those are the guys in that range. It wouldn't surprise me at all. Would it surprise you at all to see the Browns potentially drop back in the draft?
No, not at all. We've talked about this quite a bit. They have 9 draft picks this year. They don't necessarily have 9 roster openings. So if they want to punt some of those to next year, that certainly makes sense. And get into a year where there is actual, widespread college football, and there will be pro days and a combine and the ability for scouts to go in and watch college practices. It wouldn't surprise me at all if they dropped back out of the first round and didn't necessarily get something back this year in return for it. Nothing more than like a 3rd or a 4th round pick to stockpile next year when college football will have a lot more clarity to it entering the draft. That's certainly an option that has to be considered. And those players, their lines are tied to the number, not necessarily the team. So that's where the projected range for guys like Morig, who would look great in Cleveland. They don't necessarily need him. He's sort of redundant with Grant Delpit, but a player like that would certainly make a lot of sense in Cleveland too. I don't think that they're looking his way, even though he has been a frequent mock draft subject, and I'm guilty of that too. I put him in a few, but he's that's the range where players are going. So if you have a really strong inkling on it, it's a way for you to make some money off the draft this weekend too.
Yeah, it's really interesting. So the other odds that we'll look at, and again, this is by BetMGM draft odds, position for the first player the Browns draft. Now the favorite on this one is linebacker at +225. So again, you bet $100, you get $225 back. Now the interesting one, defensive lineman is +260. Cornerback is +325. Wide receiver is +400. And you go down, offensive line is +800. Safety is +2,000. So, again, those are, and again, these are the odds. They make a lot of money by being right at this stuff.
That's exactly right. They're trying to sucker you in to get your money. Don't ever forget that. Doesn't mean that you can't make some money off of them too. The weird one, they actually do print odds for kicker, believe it or not. Not that anyone would take a first round kicker, but I believe that's 50,000 to 1, which would be, if you got some real strong information on replacing Cody Parkey, maybe that's the way to invest. But yeah, it's fun to do that. And for those of I actually spent one draft in Las Vegas and was doing this on the side with people, and it's a nice little way to make some money.